Guys, and welcome back to another video at HasLab. We're now moving on to question 32, and it says task 6, presentation. Now, you are going to create the start of a short presentation using appropriate styles. Okay, so here we're assuming that the styles really refer to the styles from the start of the exam paper. Okay, so question 32 is using the contents of file p2pres.rtf, create a new presentation. Now guys, what we've got to do here is we've actually got to open the presentation first. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's just close these quickly. Don't save that. Okay, so what we've got to do first, we've got to open PowerPoint or open the presentation software first. And the next thing we've got to do is really we've got to, when they say created, that means that we've basically got to import the data into here. Now, there are a number of ways of doing it. The way that I normally do it is I go to New Slide, then I go to Slides from Outline. Okay, Slides from Outline. Click on here. In here, I can then find the folder. So here's my root folder and the RTF file, so rich text format, and it was called P2Pres. So double click on here. What should happen, guys, is we can see that automatically imports the presentation, okay, into here. So what we then do is we then go back to the exam paper and we are ready to go. Now make sure that there are only 4 slides, each containing a title and some text. So if I go back to the slides, here we can see that we've imported 1, 2, 3, 4. They each contain a title and some text. So here I'm going to delete this slide. Okay, so now we have the 4 titles. So this is done and this is done. The presentation must have a title slide. Okay, so presentation must have a title slide. What that means is we need to basically change the layout of one of the slides. So I'm just going to and just strike through there, so tick those off to say that I've done them. So we then go back and it looks like this could be the title slide, or they may ask us to make a new title slide and add this to the presentation. So what I'm going to do, we're just going to have a quick read through. So for each slide and presentation must have. Now, if it says each slide and presentation must have, this must mean that this must be the master slide. Okay, so we're going to worry about this in a moment. But I think this is good. I'm going to come back to this at the end, because I'm not too sure at this moment in time which of these should be the title slide, but the slides beneath or the rest of the exam paper may actually give it away. So I'm going to leave this unticked, okay, and I know that this is something I need to come back to. Now guys, moving on to question 33. So each slide in the presentation must have appropriate styles and layout. The 3 features you proposed for the mail merge letter master document. Your name, center number, candidate number clearly displayed in a 16-point sans serif font, left aligned in the bottom left corner, and slide numbers in the bottom right corner. All slide elements applied to all slides. Okay, so let's start off by going to the slide master first. Okay, so what we've got to do here is we've got to go to View and then click on Slide Master. And we need to basically go right to the top. Because it said that all of these elements must be added to all slides, it means that we've got to use this one here. Okay, because this layout is the basic default for all slides. So anything I add in here will automatically apply to all the other layouts. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we added the star logo in the letter. Okay, so do you remember we added the star earlier on? So what we need to do is we need to basically create that same star and put the star in the logo somewhere. Put the star in the presentation somewhere. So I'm going to go to Insert, Shapes. Here is my star. I'm going to basically create my star and put it over here and make sure it's the same color, which it is. Okay, so number 1, the star is there. Number 2, the other features we added were a title. So we said that the titles should be, if I go back to the exam paper, so the titles in here should be a sans serif font, 24-point center aligned. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to make it into sans serif and 24 points. So if I highlight this text over here, okay, what I can do here is I can go to Slide Master. Sorry, I can go to Format. I can then make my, not format, home, sorry. Okay, I can then make this 24 points, and we said that it was Times New Roman. So if I click in here, no, sorry, it was Arial, I believe, which was sans serif. So make it Arial. Okay, and that should change all of our headings to this style over here. Now, we also want to add the star cars in here somewhere. So it should be clear what the presentation is about, or who the presentation has been made by. So in a similar way, a star on its own probably wouldn't be enough to identify the company. So what we need to do in here is I'm going to basically add some text that will say star cars in all of the slides. So I'm going to go to the text box over here, and I'm going to add a new heading, star cars. Okay, so we can basically put it in like, yeah, maybe put it at the top to make sure it's out of the way, so, and also make sure it doesn't overlap. Okay, so the examiners will always say that no elements should be overlapping, so that should be fine if I have it like that. Okay, so this will basically be on all the slides, and if you look carefully over here, can you see that the logo on the slides has actually appeared on all the different layouts? So these are all the different layouts that could potentially be used. Okay, so there we go. Now, let's go back to the exam paper. So if I scroll down now, we also have, let's keep going. Now, so we've done that. The three features you proposed in the mail merge letter, so we've added the logo, we've added the star cars, okay, and we've put the title in at the using the same title style. Okay, now it also says that your name, center number, candidate number clearly visible in a 16-point sans serif font. So, and they want it to be in the left aligned in the bottom left corner. Okay, so the way that we do this is we then go to Insert, here header footer. Okay, and they want the slide number, so you've got to click slide number in here, and in the footer they want name, so Mr. Hassin, candidate number QA066 for example, and 9999 as my candidate number. Okay, so I want to basically apply to all. So if I click apply to all, okay, we can see here that my name has appeared in here and the page number has appeared over here. Now if I go back to the question paper, where do they want my name to be displayed? They wanted the name to be displayed left aligned in the bottom left corner. So basically they want it to be over here where the date is. Now they didn't specify a date in the question paper. So what I can do here is I can basically take this information over here, move this box to the left because this will appear on all the slides, and I can also left align the text as well. So that's now left aligned. They also wanted it to be displayed in a certain font style. They want it to be 16-point sans serif font. So if I'm using a sans serif font, I've got to use the same sans serif font that I would have used in my previous documents. So if I go to Home, the previous sans serif font that I used was sans serif, means without, so Arial, and they wanted it to be size 16. So there we have Arial, size 16. left aligned in the bottom left corner. They also want the slide numbers in the bottom right corner. So my slide numbers, this asterisk represents, the hashtag represents the page numbers, and that's in the bottom right corner. If I click through here, we can see that the information should appear on all the pages, which it does. Okay, so far, so good. I think we're okay there. And it says, okay, so then on slide 2 to 4, describe each feature you have chosen, explain why you chose this feature. Okay, so basically, once I've finished all the slide master elements, it may be a case that in here I also edit the font style as well. Okay, so but the thing is that font style or font size 12 isn't really big enough. So what I need to do in here is I may actually need to change it. So here we've added star cars. It may be a case that I need to change this to the basically make this the same size as the size on the letter, which I believe was around 24, just to make it stand out a little bit more. Okay. Make sure that nothing overlaps. It's not going to overlap that. And guys, if I go to Slide Master, close Slide Master, what I have now is I have my letter. I have my presentation with the logo on each slide, and I also have star cards, so to clearly identify it with my 4 slides. What I then need to do in here is, if we go back to the exam paper, on slides 2 to 4, describe each feature you have chosen, explain why you've chosen to use them. So in here, I would say that I've chosen to add the star. Why? To make it instantly recognizable, because that's a house style for the logo. In here, I would say that I've chosen the same font size, okay, and same font style for my title over here. And in 3, I've also added the star cards title to also make instantly recognizable in the other document. It may be a case that I actually put the star cards, for example, underneath the star. Okay guys, if we go back to the question paper, question 35, on all slides make sure that no objects overlap any of the other objects on the slide or any master slider items. They don't. Save question 36, save the presentation using a new file name, print the slides with 1 slide on each page. So what they want you to do here, they want you to basically print the slides with 1 slide on each page. So let's just have a look at the printing options. First of all, I need to save it, so I'd go to File, okay, Save As, and then save it under a new file name. Then what I'd need to do is I then need to look at the printing options. Now, the examiners may ask you for a number of options. Number 1, it could be to print the full slide. So here is 1 slide on each page. So this would basically print 4 separate slides. What they could ask you to do is they may also ask you to, for example, print, let's say 4 slides on a single page. So what you would need to do here is, if you go to print, not all slides, sorry, go to full page slides. Here we can basically print 6 horizontal slides. So it shows us, or it will print 6 slides. They may ask you to print 4 slides, or they could ask you to print, for example, notes pages. So if I click notes pages here, it's a single slide with some notes underneath. Okay, but hopefully you'll go through those as you work through the past papers and the exercises on the Google Drive. Guys, thank you for watching. That is now the end of this task, and I hopefully look forward to seeing you for my next video. Thank you very much.